Hi, I'm Razorfinger and welcome to another episode of Small Talk. Okay, Soulslikes. I like them. I do like them very much. I played all of the official Souls games more than once, except for Sekiro. Because, it is too hard and different and it just scares me. But I'm making progress, I'm on the second boss right now. So, the Souls-like genre is one that is hard to define, but you just know it when you see it. The confusingly open level design, the combat space fully dictated by the enemy, and just a whole lot of dying. So, for this episode of Small Talk, I picked up the demo for Lucah, Born of a Dream. It's a pixely top-down Souls-like set in a very dark and messy world. It released all the way back in 2018 and completely flew past me, which is a shame because, again, I do love me some Souls-likes. And this game is very traditionally one. The combat is dictated by a stamina bar, and if you wanna win, you gotta attack sparingly to save some of that stamina for the eventual iframe dodge. Despite the inspiration though, the game does set itself apart quite well. For one, you can parry enemy attacks by rolling into them, which makes for a great high risk, high reward play. And by doing this, and also by attacking, you can cause a guard break on the enemy, which is a state in which they are vulnerable for a small amount of time. It is crucial that you do this, as enemies are very relentless and your attacks have quite a bit of end lag. So causing guard breaks really secures you a good amount of safe time to attack. It's also a good time to throw out something like a charge attack, which deals huge amounts of damage but is incredibly slow and costs quite a lot of stamina. And when you run out of stamina, you can then use your little helper buddy to shoot from a distance while it recovers. But it costs you some charge, and you recover charge by attacking with your weapon. So you can already see how well the combat loops and flows into itself. You attack a lot, run out of stamina, get out of combat, shoot with your buddy, run out of charge, and then you go back to attacking. The game offers you a lot of options and they are all viable and honestly quite crucial for success. There's also some playstyle variety, where you can customize some loadouts in the game's checkpoints. There's 3 steps to this. First is the biggest slot, where you can add the shift itself. Shifts change up your combos, so you can have a playstyle with quick, close ranged slashes, or maybe one that has a bit of a ranged focus. That also adds a couple of buffs to other shifts as well, with the green one adding a bit of range and the purple one adding a bit of attack speed. There are a lot of different ways to approach combat encounters and I love it. I generally stuck to the default blue shift though. I thought it was a good middle ground between the two, who both had some significant strengths and drawbacks, especially when it comes to damage output. While the game may seem absurdly difficult at a first glance, it is not unfair by any means. Enemies have a pretty clear tail to their attacks, and your dodges have a pretty generous invulnerability window. You do start off with crazy low stats though, so stamina runs out in just one combo and you die in 2 or 3 hits. There's also a bit of freedom to how you level up, where you can choose between a small pool of randomized upgrades like stamina regen, max HP, attack speed, and that sort of thing. It allows you to decide for yourself what part of your character is making you struggle. For me, the low stamina was super crippling, so I spent almost all my upgrade points on that. The curve is pretty solid though, and the fairly long tutorial sequence is easy enough to the point where you don't feel too overwhelmed when the actual game starts. By the end of the demo, you probably have quite an easy time dealing with regular enemies. It's pretty easy to burst them down when you can do one combo, guard break, into another combo. It's pretty satisfying with the over-the-top visuals, slow motion, camera zoom. It's very dramatic and you feel pretty good doing it. Speaking of visuals, this game is just surprisingly beautiful. The art style is very unique and it's composed of messy, sketchy pixel art. And this messiness contributes to much of the game's spooky atmosphere. Things are very hard to read, everything is incredibly abstract, the lines feel very rushed, and all that together just adds to the uneasy feeling the game tries to give you. It brings scariness through its uncertainty, with ominous dialogue, abstract art design, and unusual music composition. It just works wonders to put you on your toes. The level design is also nebulous enough to get you uncomfortable with the game's ominous atmosphere. There are many paths through a level and no clear directions. You wander aimlessly through the murky woods, the scenery repeating itself, threat of death ever looming, and without really knowing what exactly you're looking for. It's genuinely scary, but at the same time it's not frustrating and rarely gets you actually lost. It doesn't overstay its welcome, it doesn't frustrate you to the point of looking for a walkthrough. It manages to strike the perfect balance between making you feel lost, but also pointing you towards progress, and I really love it. So, those are my opinions on the game. I wish I could have played the full version of it for the showcase, but just by playing the demo I can safely recommend it to anyone who wants a challenge or anyone who's interested in Soulslikes. It's very unique in many fronts, both in art style and in gameplay, and it's just totally worth your time. Anyway, thank you for watching.